This story was sent to me by Ugly Vandross, and I'm not laughing at the name, but I'm laughing at just the title of this story right here. I'm talking about the lengths people will go to get something. And this one's no different. So this person's name is Rutledge Dees the Fourth, and he's out of New Orleans. And it says this man posed as handicapped to obtain home health care for sexual purposes. So basically, what it sounds like to me is he pretended to be a disabled person in order to have a nurse come to his home, preferably maybe of the female kind, but I don't know what because I haven't read the article yet, in order to perform sexual acts on that person. Like I said, the lengths people will go. It reads, a New Orleans man who told investigators he enjoyed being treated as an infant. Wait, what? Pretended to have mental and physical disabilities in order to obtain a babysitter who unwittingly changed his diaper on several occasions over the course of more than a year. Now, I wasn't expecting that. Rutledge Dees the Fourth, allegedly 29. I need to see a birth certificate and maybe an ID. Told investigators that he had suffered severe childhood trauma and being cared for like a baby brought him back to a time and place where he was at peace. Oh, he's trying to lay it on thick for this mental illness card because you know they're going to try to hit him with that. This reminds me of that story. Y'all may have seen it. Where a few years ago, it was in Canada, where you had this guy, this grown ass man who had to be like in his like middle age. And he was pretending to be a baby. Like he actually dressed up like a baby, wore the diaper, had the bottle, all of that, lived in a crib. They said he didn't even own a bed. He lived in a crib that he put in his bedroom. And he lived with this family that literally took him in and like cared for him as if he was a baby. That was the weirdest shit I think I heard that year. State police booked Dees on Wednesday with 10 counts of human trafficking. Which can include obtaining a person's services through fraud and sexual battery. Court records suggest he could face additional counts after he allegedly confessed he had hired at least 3 other women as babysitters. Orleans Parish Magistrate Judge Harry Cantrell set Dees' bail at more than $1.5 million on Thursday, after hearing from a prosecutor who said he was shocked by the allegations in the arrest warrant. I think that would probably shock a lot of people. I'm not even gonna lie. This guy preys on people who have the compassion and patience to care for disabled individuals. This is harrowing. I've never read anything like this before. According to court records, Dees, whose nickname is Rory, used the Urban Sitter app to hire a local college student to care for a non-existent 18-year-old brother named Corey. Dees told the 20-year-old woman that Corey needed someone to handle him with tough toddler gloves. Additionally, Dees, posing as Corey, sent text messages telling the woman he would require potty training, the changing of his, and these were his words, diaper, and a child booster car seat, among other things. The woman babysat the man she thought was Corey at least 10 times, during which she changed his soiled diapers, court records say. He would become visibly aroused and suck on a baby's pacifier during the changes. The woman never met his purported older brother, who paid her through an Apple online payment app. The babysitter became suspicious after Dees tried to use the Venmo app to pay her on November 6th. When she looked up his profile on the app, the sitter spotted a transaction between Dees and a second man. She searched the second man's list on Facebook Friends and spotted a profile there under the name Rory Dees. She said the profile depicted the man she believed to be Corey. The woman reported her discovery to the babysitting app, which shut down Dees' account. She also reported it to state police, who determined a phone number associated with Corey was registered to Dees but disguised through the Google Voice app. On Tuesday, Dees asked the woman if she was available to watch Corey the next day at an apartment at the 1200 block of Marengo Street. State police secured warrants to arrest Dees on the sexual battery counts. During a search of his house, investigators found crystal meth in a clear glass pipe. Court records said Dees denied to state police that he derived sexual pleasure from the encounters and said 3 other women regularly babysat him while he posed as his alter ego Corey. Investigators obtained a second warrant to arrest him for human trafficking and also booked him with possession of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. During D's first appearance before Cantrell on Thursday, the judge said D's described himself as a web developer who receives $2,500 monthly from a trust fund. Oh, he's a trust fund baby. So he's basically one of those guys that has never done really anything in his life except probably get on the internet to troll people. But now he's decided to actually take his trolling to the next level. Courtney Dunn, an Orleans public defender's staff attorney, argued there was no probable cause to book Dees with sexual battery because the warrant didn't accuse him of directly touching the care providers. She said he has no criminal history and is not a flight risk. Are you sure about that? She added that a stay-away order should satisfy Cantrell's concern that Dees might be a further threat to his accusers. A stay-away order? That's not enough. The fact that this guy did all of this to lure women to his house, to change his, as he calls it, his diaper. That means he was basically pretending to be a grown man and a child stuck in a child's body just so he could have women fill up on him in what he would feel as a sexual way. But they are thinking that he actually has an issue, like he has an actual disability, because, you know, some people have to have an at-home nurse or have someone come and change the person's diaper and everything like that. And he took advantage of that because let me tell you, him doing this was probably the only way he would ever get a woman to touch him. There it is. This was the only way he knew to get a woman to touch him, because no woman would willingly touch him otherwise. I would not be surprised if he was an incel. That $1.5 million is obviously a bond that Mr. Dees cannot afford to pay, which is a good thing, which means that he will stay in jail indefinitely. Good. Sexual battery and human trafficking can each carry up to 10 years in prison per count. Let me tell you, this is one of the wildest stories I have read all year. And I've read and seen quite a few of them. But this one right here definitely takes the cake. Like I tell you, the measures that he went in order to get a woman's touch, because he could not get the affection of a woman any other way. I mean, creating a whole different identity, faking his age, creating these profiles and a whole bunch of stuff just to get women, to lure women over there. Thankfully, he didn't, sexually assault, or not saying that he didn't, because he probably felt them in a certain type of way to try to make it seem like, I wouldn't be surprised if he rubbed his hands across a breast or a butt cheek or anything like that and claimed it was an accident. But thankfully, he didn't lock them up in a dungeon somewhere and turn them into a sex slave or what have you. And this could be seen as human trafficking because he lured them there under false pretenses. They're thinking they're going there to help a patient, but this guy is not even sick at all. I mean, he is sick, but not in the way that they thought he was or the way that he claimed to be. But his lawyer can try her best, but I hope that the judge can see right through what she's saying and whatever act he's probably going to try to get, because I'm telling you, they're going to try to throw that mental illness card on him. They're going to try to do that. They need to lock his ass the hell up. Then maybe he can get a visit from a nurse, but it ain't going to be no attractive nurse, not the one that he wants to see or even fill up on. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.